Just moving on, moving on. Time keeps moving on. All right, Chattanooga, welcome to WPTP 100.1 FM radio here in the wonderful city of Chattanooga, Tennessee, in Alton Park community. Today is February the 3rd, you all. We are in a new month, and this is Black History 4th. I'm sorry, February the 4th. Thank you for correcting me. It's so great to have engineers that are smart. February the 4th, and we are in a new month, and it's all about love. February is the love month, and it's also Black History Month. And that's why we're going to be talking about Black History Month today with some of the inventors. And we have a fantastic show today because we are going to be interviewing one of Chattanooga's very own, I call him famous, superstar, celebrity, all of those things that you can think of when you think about stardom. Mr. Jimmy Allgood is coming to us by way of Milwaukee. And so we are excited to be having him on our show today to talk about what's been going on with him since March 26th, which you all know was the day that our Mayor Tim Kelly, gave him the Jimmy All Good Day proclamation. And so it's almost a year. It's almost a year anniversary, and he'll be coming back to Chattanooga to share some of this great music that he has produced, written, and entertain us and basically give some love to Chattanooga. He's going to be talking about this new organization that he formed, Peace in the Street, and what he's doing with that particular organization and how that organization will help keep our streets safe and give our young people, our young adults something to do and a way out. So I'm excited about having Mr. Allgood on our show today. And before we get to him, I'd like to just give some tribute to some of our Black inventors. Man, when I looked at this list, I was like, oh my God, Black people have played a pivotal role in the shaping of America, in the shaping of the world. And so many people need to know because I didn't even know, Michael and uh, Robin, that we were important in producing or creating the almanac. As far back as 1791, Benjamin Banneker invented the almanac. Did y'all know that? What about the baby buggy? Now, you all don't usually think about baby buggies as being inventions of Black folk, but William Richardson in 1889 invented the baby buggy, so we don't have to carry those babies on our hips anymore, right? And we got a long stroll in the park or in the mall. We can just load them up, put them in the buggy, thanks to Mr. Richardson. The air conditioning unit. I'm thinking we are really happy about the air conditioning unit because I remember a day here in Alton Park, Civic Center, when we didn't have any air. Y'all remember those days? It was hot. But thanks to Mr. Frederick Jones in 1949, he invented the air conditioning unit. So you all can thank him for being able to go home on a hot day and turn on that air or keep that air on so your house don't get too hot, right? And what about Mr. Charles Drew in 1945? He produced or created blood plasma bag. Now, you all don't think a lot about the plasma bag, but think about all the people who need plasma and the folks that go down to plasma centers and donate their blood. Those little bags or sacks that that's collected in and stored in was produced or created by a Black man by the name of Charles Drew. What about the biscuit cutter? Now, I know in our house, we didn't have biscuit cutters because we use alternative things to make or to cut out biscuit cutters, but there is actually a biscuit cutter, and it was created by Alexander Ashburn in 1875. So kudos to Mr. Ashburn for that. Now, what about those clothes dryers? I washed the clothes this morning before I came and threw a load in the dryer, not even thinking about who invented it. It's just convenient, right? Because before the dryers, and some people may not have a dryer now, you go outside and hang them on the clothesline, or you may just lay them across something to dry overnight. But thanks to Mr. George Sampson, y'all, in 1971, the clothes dryer was invented. And there's just so many other things that we could talk about. The doorknob, Osborne Dorsey, who also invented the doorstop, the electric lamp bulb, Lewis Latimer in 1882. And so, what about the fire extinguisher? Now that's something. Thomas Marshall in 1872 created or invented the fire extinguisher. And also, what about the gas mask? Now, that's important, especially in war. You think about what we have to endure in war and how we keep ourselves safe in certain environments where gas may be in the atmosphere, or even in surgery, we may use gas mask. Mr. Garrett Morgan in 1914 created the gas mask. And what about the guitar? A lot of you all play the guitar, but don't even know that that was invented by a black man, Robert F. Fleming Jr. in 1886 invented the guitar. And then, oh, we got a whole lot of stuff. The ironing boards, Sarah Boone in 1887. The lawn sprinkler, John A. Smith was a black man, 1897. The lemon squeezer, John Thomas White in 1893. The mailbox, did y'all know a black man invented our mailbox? Paul Downing in 1891. The good old mop. I wonder what they used before the mop. Y'all know what they might have used before the mop? The mop, a straw, a rag. Maybe we got on our knees and scrubbed the floors. Well, Thomas Ford in 1893, an African American man invented the mop so we could get off our knees and start mopping, standing up. Peanut butter. How many of you all love peanut butter? I love peanut butter. Peanut butter was created by George Washington Carver in 1896. And what about the pencil sharpener? Y'all use the pencil sharpener, kids out there at school? I bet you do. Well, you can give thanks to Mr. John L. Love for inventing the pencil sharpener in 1897. What about those rolling pins that you roll your biscuits out of your dough? You know, a long time ago, I guess they used their hands and patted it and just kinda, used the palm of their hand to get those, biscuits ready to go in the oven. Well, thanks to John W. Reed in 1864, the rolling pin was, created. The stethoscope. Now see, I didn't know this. The stethoscope that we listen you go to the doctor, they listen to your heart rate, and they listen to, your lungs, your air going in and out of your lungs, was created by a black man, Thomas A. Carrington, in 1876, created the stethoscope. Now, most of you all know this next one. Straightening comb, Madam C.J. Walker. Yes, 1905 was created by Madam C.J. Walker. And I think she was the first female millionaire. Is that right? The first female millionaire. And she might have been um, in Chattanooga. I think she had a school here in Chattanooga. There's a lot of students here that attended her program. And so kudos to Madam C.J. Walker for the straightening comb because you all know African Americans, we have some hair that can be quite kinky. And but I love my kinky too, but there's sometimes we want to wear it straight. It's easy to manage. And so that straightening comb was put on the stove, warmed up as a iron comb, and you can just kinda oil the hair a little bit, and take that comb through your hair, and it would straighten the kinks out. And you all notice my hair is kind of bouncy and kind of shiny today. Um, it wasn't with a straightening comb. We kind of got away from the straightening comb a little bit, but when you wear your hair natural, you can use the straightening comb. Um, so the traffic light, I'm gonna say this: traffic light Garrett Morgan. Thanks to him, we're not having as many wrecks, right? Pulling up to a four-way. Before that, we maybe had stop signs or people just kind of yielded to you. But in 1923, not that long ago, the traffic light was invented by Garrett Morgan. And so there's a whole the street sweeper, Charles B. Brooks in 1890 created or discovered the streaker. So we just have a lot. The fire escape ladder, Joseph Winters in 1878, the elevator. I know a lot of y'all are thankful for the elevator. You don't have to walk up three or four flights of steps to get where you're going. But Alexander Miles in 1867 created the elevator. And so we'll make this available on our website for you all to go copy whatever and talk about the stories of Black inventors with your children and pass this history on. And right now, we're going to flip it over to our wonderful, wonderful person who's joining us by way of Streamline, all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And he's been waiting online and he's just got a lot of stuff to talk about and update you all on. And right now, I'd like to bring on right now from way of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our famous, we call him our star, someone who's just doing it out there all over the country. Um, a big label artist signed on with him, and he's coming back to Chattanooga. He turned it out when he left, but he's coming back to give y'all a little bit more of Jimmy Allgood. So can you play one of his songs and we bring him on while we listen to one of the songs that he sent you to play? Well, this man is one of the most talented artist I have ever ran into. He can create music just off the top of his head, and it's always good. He's going to talk about those awards that he is now um, online for in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe this award show is going down, and he's going to need us to vote for him. So go ahead and play that song as we bring on Mr. Jimmy Allgood. Just keeps moving on, moving on, on, Now I start to find what is over now. I didn't stay by the road sweet, so empty. I'm like a chill, all that's whoa, whoa. But they short the life, life, let me face this life, life, like the sense of it high. Time keeps moving on, moving on, moving on. Just keep moving on, moving on. Time just keep moving on, All right, Jimmy Allgood, a song for a princess. How are you doing,
Hey,
Jimmy?
Dr. Woods, what's going on? Thanks
Oh,
again for having me on this
yeah,
show.
what's going on, man? You are all over the place. Man, your music is being played all over the country. You
Yes,
got folks, calling about you. They want to see you. We miss you here in Chattanooga. And we're going to have that opportunity to see our celebrity
that's
one
right.
more time here in Chattanooga. But tell
Yes.
me, Jimmy, that
hmm
song, a song for princess. Can you
hmm
give us a little background on that song? I know that you picked that song, and I love that song, man. What
Yes,
inspired
actually,
you to write that?
actually, it was written for Princess Diana before she passed away, but the song never reached her folks to give to. But the song, when I did the song, it was just inspiring just to know the lyrics of the song, because it has that princess strategy, and that and it has everything elements that relates to her. You know what I mean? So when the song was written, it was like a whispery song. That's something that I've never done before because I'm always doing a lot of hard songs and a lot of what is called natural. So it was kind of in between the false and between a pop, and R&B and soul. So with that mixed together, actually was no keyboard play with this song. It's all
Wow,
guitar. That's all bass and guitar. That's it. And my vocals. That's it.
that is the most beautiful
Yeah.
song. And I tell you every time I hear that song that we have got to get in contact with the royal family over in England because
Yes, that would
her
be awesome.
sons, her two boys,
hmm
they need to get that song and help
Yes.
promote that song. It was written for their mother. And
Right.
what a wonderful way to celebrate their
Right.
mom with
Yes.
this song. I've not heard another song written just for Princess Diana, and we're
Right.
gonna make that happen, Jimmy. We're gonna reach out to the royal family, and we're going to. Yes, we are. That's gonna
yes.
be my assignment or
Thank
our
you.
assignment to
Thank
make
you.
sure that the two young prince, I call them Prince One and
Prince. Yeah.
Prince Two, that they know that there is an artist out here by the name of Jimmy Allgood that wrote a song especially for their mother. And we
Yes.
want them to come and be a part of something as you
Yes. Because
celebrate their mom.
that song will touch their heart and they will listen to the lyrics and they'll know exactly this was made for a princess.
Oh yes, it's a beautiful song. So we're gonna move on because
Okay.
you've been doing some stuff out there, Jimmy. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, the songs they keep getting better and better and better.
Right.
And
Right.
I keep hearing even the just the style of your music. It's got
Right.
a little bit of the old, but it
Yep.
also picks up the new. And I like the way
Yep.
you combine the two styles
Together.
and
Right.
it makes the most beautiful music. Tell us what inspires you to write these music pieces and just give us a little interview here. I want
Right.
you to talk.
Well, it's more like with me and my writing skills of me coming out in 92, 93. That same old style that I always sung when people wrote these songs for me, and then it caught with me, and I started writing these songs also. So with the new generation, you have to combine the old school with the new school of music that they have out today, and that's what most of the artists are doing. But with my style of singing, it's temporary R&B. So that means I have soul, R&B, pop, and I mix them all together, and it gives it that soul feeling. So like I tell everybody, look, I'm gonna be the next soul of R&B. Trust me, because I bring that art, R&B, soul, and pop and R&B together. I mix them all together, and you got a mix of this. You want to hear a little fast of this, but then when you step in, you're gonna hear a little of that R&B soul. So that's what I bring to the table, and it takes a real true artist to be able to write these songs in that same style of format because it's just in me to do that. Like I was raised around all these old songs and 45 albums. So that inspired me to write that way. So anytime you hear my songs, if I write anything, it'll be in between old school and R&B music. So, and that's what I label myself as, R&B temporary singer and song. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
yes,
I'm impressed. And every time I see you now, I know you just had a big birthday. And
yes,
I did not know, just because when you look at you, Jimmy, you know, you look like you can still go for your 30s now. I'm not gonna
thank
say
you.
20s because I got a kid that's 30. But
Right,
I mean, you look incredible. And
thank
I
you.
was like, oh my God, this youthfulness that you have and
Yes,
this ability to still engage the
yep,
youth
yep.
and pull them into your music and
Right,
they're bumping their head and they're
right,
rocking, you know. And I'm
right,
like, oh my God, you're so unique. Tell
right.
us what
And I
you've
think
done.
you know, and I think that's what a lot of labels and a lot of the radio stations, a lot of people that I network with, social media, that look at me when they see me, they say, "Well, damn, this man been out since 93 and 92, 93, and he still have that same glow look as he was when he was back when he first put his first CD out." Because I give it thanks to God. No matter
Yes.
what we go through, God reserve who you want to reserve and carry. And that's what he have done for me. He have reserved my look, my body. You know, if it weren't for me still having this young look and still have the same talent that I've had, my voice have never changed. I always had
That's
this
what I'm
same voice.
amazed.
Yeah,
Because
they have
usually
never
people
changed.
voice.
People go through a voice changing lesson, like Usher when he first got started. They was LaFave's great to drop him because his voice had changed. They still wanted that baby voice. When his voice matured, they didn't want to say they was gonna drop him, so they had to figure out another way. So my voice never changed. I never had voice lessons in my life, you know. So it was just a
Wow.
gift that God gave me, a really true gift.
Yeah, I'm listening to you and you still sound young. You know, as we get older, our voices change, and I'm
Right,
listening to you. You still got that pitch of a youthful
right.
person. And that is God preserving you.
It is
And
God.
and
Yes,
and,
yes,
and
it
so
is.
you're a born artist.
Yep.
And I just love what you're doing. Now let's talk about the youth because you created
Yes.
or you have a nonprofit organization
Right.
called Peace in the Street. Tell
Yes.
us a little bit about Peace in the Street and what your goal is with
Right.
Peace in the Street.
Well, I wanted to create a goal with Peace in the Street, a foundation of a nonprofit of that's helping Black folks, with the gun violence in the youth, and the black on black crimes that we're going through right now,
Yes.
and the gang violence that we have, Black killing each other, and I just want to bring some closure to these families that's out here that still haven't found the killers of their deceased, loved ones, and they still going through the motions with this. So I want to bring some peace to that city, to any city, that we go to and do organization and we get, stuff like that. I want to make sure that everyone understands that's what peace in the street means. We want to bring peace to our city. You know what I mean? Not just the city of Chattanooga, to everywhere, because we need
Yes.
it right now.
Yes. And I imagine, with you partnering with other agencies, the police
Yes.
department, even the sheriff
Right.
department, these families, the
Yes.
victims
The
of the
victims.
silence,
Yep.
and partnering with the organizations around the city that deal with youth, with giving information out. How can you prevent yourself? What are some of the things that you can do to prevent yourself from being a victim? What are some of the places you can avoid going? What are some of the activities you can avoid doing? What are some of the friends you might have to kind of like, well, shy away from? Because
Right.
these are things we need to teach our kids. I know, but
Yeah.
growing up in our neighborhood, sometimes that's unavoidable because the friends are the friends that live next door to you. And
Exactly.
everybody is,
Exactly.
is not necessarily going to be brought up the same way your mom and dad
Right.
brought you up inside of your house. So
Right.
I am looking forward to the literature. I know you got literature on
Yeah.
prevention of crime, even some of the
Yes.
things, some advice to parents, even on what
Mhm.
they can do to help shape their kids so that they can grow up to be productive citizens.
Right.
And with the police department, we just dealt with a violent situation in Memphis, and we're not
I
going to
shake
go
my
there
head to
right
that.
now because we're going to bring some experts on. We're still working on that to talk about what can we do, not only the people in the community, But what can the police department do in the area of training? I know they're doing a lot of training. We thank the Lord for our men in blue, our officers that are
Yeah.
doing their job every day, risking their life to save our families and to do things that make us feel safe. But there are some who just don't get it. So I like the idea that the mayor of Memphis moved swiftly on this thing that happened in Memphis. But we
Yes.
need to move swiftly all the time, as
Yep.
Attorney Benjamin Crump was saying at the funeral.
Yes, we do.
We need to
Right.
move swiftly all the time so that police officers will have a second thought
Hmm.
when they engaging not just black folks, white folks, Hispanics too.
That's right.
We don't hear about those stories. Well, white
Right.
folks are getting beat down, white folks are getting
Right.
shot down, ran down, and Hispanic folks. We don't hear
Hmm.
those stories, but we hear our stories more. Why? Because it's happening more in the
Right.
African American community. So,
Right.
what can we do to help our police officers in training? What are some of the things that they can do? I know there's a piece of legislation right now before Congress in Washington, D.C., that we
Hmm.
need the people, the senators, and the House of Representatives to sign off on the
Hmm.
Benjamin Floyd
Right.
bill. We need them to sign that so that police officers also know that there
Yeah.
are consequences when you decide to do something like this force, this abusive force, this excessive force, this inhumane way of dealing with a person that you're trying to take in or that you feel like you may need to take in. It's a such thing as being humane.
Right.
And I like to compare the way the young man that we watched the video, the way he was treated, and the way a dog is not treated. If a
You know what?
dog
You know
was
what, Doctor
beat,
Wood? I, I,
tased,
I just
all
don't get
those
it.
things that they did to that young man, you would have people that love animals coming out from the hill,
Mm.
coming out to demand that those people that did what they did, and in the past too, if
Yeah.
they had done those things to a dog, they would have got better response from
Hmm.
our Congress, from the Senate, from the House of Representatives. So this bill that our Vice President Kamala Harris at the funeral said it's gonna be signed by President Biden. We
Right.
need our representatives to know that we are expecting them. We are expecting them, and we're going to demand that they sign that bill. Why? Because it sets a precedent for this country. It sets a precedent that we have moved on into a new whole generation. We are in 2022, 2023.
Right.
And so the way that African Americans or black people, whichever way you want to be called, were treated prior to the civil rights movement ain't happening no more.
Hmm.
So when someone says, we're going to take to the street, we're going to riot, we're going to burn down our neighborhood, why are they saying that? Why do they burn their neighborhoods down? And I'm going to answer that question. The answer is when you have a sense of hopelessness, when you have a sense that there is nobody that cares about you and your family and your loved ones, and nobody's doing anything, they won't even sign a bill to
Hmm.
protect your family, then the last resort is we're gonna get some attention. I tell you what, let's just go loot every store. It ain't right, y'all. Let's go burn down even where we live. It ain't right.
Right.
It's not right. But that is the response to feeling hopeless. That's what that is. It makes no sense to most of us
Hmm.
that know better, but to the person who's living in it every day, Jimmy, that walk in the neighborhoods every day, that sometimes go home hungry. Some of them don't have a decent place to live, that are being attacked every day. Somebody's being murdered, and nobody's listening. It is the response of hopelessness. And to restore hope, there has to be action. And how do you make action? You change the laws. You create a bill that changes the way people are treated. It's no different than the 50s and 60s when
Right.
we marched
Right.
and we had water holes and dogs
Right.
attacking us.
Yep.
Water holes were turned on us. We
Yep.
were beat down, hung from trees. That was one of the reasons why the NAACP was founded, because a white woman, a socialist, decided that she was tired and sick and tired of being sick and tired of so many black people being hung from trees, that
Right.
she got together with some more folks and they formed the NAACP. That's
Hmm.
why it was started.
Wow.
So when people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, Jimmy, they will start looting. They will start burning stuff down.
Yep.
Why? Because it's when you do that, they think
Yeah. They that no
you
justice.
got
They tired.
your attention now.
Yep.
Do we have your attention? Yes, our homes are burned down. Yes, the stores in our neighborhood are burned down.
Hmm.
But now you got to spend money to fix it. Do we get your attention now?
Right.
I understand it. I don't condone it, but I understand it. So I thank you for peace in the street and the literature and the information that you're going to be putting up for people on your website to look at and to understand how we can make this world a better place to live. That's the
Right.
other side of you, you know.
Right.
And when I think of an artist, I not only think about their music, I think about all the other things that they're doing that make them great. And so I
Right.
thank you for bringing peace to the street, peace in the streets to America. And I understand you have clothing line. What's going on with your clothing line? I mean, that's big. So talk to
Oh
us
yeah.
about that. 'Cause I know I'm
Yeah.
moving on
Yeah.
because I like that song "Moving On." We
Yeah.
moving
Well.
on because we don't have a whole lot of time, so I want to
Right.
get it in.
Right. Well, yeah. The shoe that I designed is called All Good. It's All Good shoes from aliveshoes.com/it's dash all good. So yeah, I've created those shoes, created the box and the design, and the shoes are made out of 100% leather and suede. So this is what you get. So that's my first new shoe design that I have out right now. That's online, and there's the market for buy. So I got to get at least 7 pair of pre-orders of these shoes for it to go into production. I mean, they'll go into production. I mean, they'll start just making the shoes, on a regular basis like any other store. And then
Tell me,
also,
I'm gonna be
mhm,
nosy. How much are these shoes, Jimmy? Because I might buy my
well,
son.
they was 200, but with a 10% discount, you get a 190.
I like that. I like
And,
that. Ten
and it's
percent
just
of two
because of
hundred. No, it's
they
one
made
eighty.
in Italy.
It's 180, Jimmy. 20%. I mean, 10% of 200 is
10%.
$20. So we're gonna get
Yeah.
$20 off. I want them to know they're getting $20 off. If you all go to this website, oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah. And then you see
All good.
I designed the logo, and the tongue of the shoe, it has my logo, which has got Jimmy Allgood in the logo, but you can't see it on here. But it's designed by me. Like I came up with the idea, came up with the colors because black and gray, I love the colors. And
That's
the
nice.
shoe box is what really stands out because it has that glittery shiny effect,
Yeah,
like for my name.
I love it. I love it. So you know what? I'm gonna compare you to another artist.
Hmm.
She's a rap artist. I'm gonna see if you know who I'm talking about. She
Hmm.
is a billionaire now. She's from the islands,
Okay.
and it wasn't her music, her rap music, that got her to the billionaire status. It was the other things, her line of clothing and makeup, and
Rihanna.
perfume. You got it, Rihanna. So
Yeah.
everybody thinks she got to be a billionaire because she's this talented rap artist, singer, which
Right.
she is. But it was the other things outside of music that got her to a billionaire status. And I think she has I mean, we always think of Oprah Winfrey as being the wealthiest black woman, but
Right.
I think Rihanna now has topped Oprah Winfrey. So go out there and read that. If I'm wrong, you
Hmm.
all let me know. Call in next week and let me know. But
Right.
these are the kinds of things that make artists who they are. It's
Right.
not just the music, which is outstanding.
Exactly.
It's your community service, giving back to mankind that I just fell in love with. Um, your human side, your
Thank
kindness,
you.
your warmth, your ability to communicate and talk to, um, and how you grind. I watch you grind every day. You got to be one of the hardest working artists I've seen in a long time. And we're going to pitch this all over the country. If you all don't know, WPTP is a local radio station here in Chattanooga, operating out of Alton Park Civic Center. But we broadcast live nationally and internationally.
Yep.
So this is being heard all over the world. We are also on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, along with our website and Facebook page. So this story
Right.
will be repeated over and over. And we're going to get a hold of the royal family. You know, that's the last thing I do. We're going to get a hold of the royal family. And I hope they get a hold of this interview today because they need to know that you wrote this song and you sung this song with so much meaning for their mother. It's
Yep.
dedicated to their mother. It's got to be, to me, one of your biggest hits. And so I thank you. Is there anything else? What's going on in Milwaukee? You left us in Chattanooga and you got all the way up there in Milwaukee. Glad to see
Cold.
you're doing good. I know
It's
you had a
cold.
slip and fall and broke your rib and all that
Yes.
stuff. We missed you for our gala, but we're going to have
Yes.
you
And I
on
was
March
very
the
excited,
26th.
looking forward to that.
Talk to us about your day. Because I know, like I said earlier, Mayor Tim Kelly um, um, gave you your Jimmy Allgood Day on March the
Yes.
26th. Tell us
Yep.
what that means to you and what you're going to be doing this year to celebrate your first
Well, it
anniversary.
means a lot to me to have my own day because what I want to do, this is a thing that I get to give back to the community. And that's why I got this day by giving back. And I want to bring together everyone in my city. I'm gonna bring a list of performers. I want to have a gospel group. I want to have prayer service. Everybody hold hand and pray for our city and what's going on in our community. And plus, not that, I want to have preachers there. To give us a preaching and give us a good prayer. And we're gonna have a good DJ there. We're gonna have a bartender there. I mean, it's gonna be nice, and I am gonna perform too. This is my day, and I get to do what I want to. And so I wanted to share it with my city, share it with the community, and this is me giving back to the community. So any artists that I line up that want to come in and perform, this is to get you out there to dedicate your talent, at this event. That I will be contacting artists to perform for my event on Jimmy Allgood Day on March the 26th at Alden Park Development and Civic Center. It's so beautiful there. They have it's so beautiful. I haven't seen it, but on picture, but I love it. It's beautiful. Oh my
Yes,
God, it's got a pool table.
yes, we're gonna have a good time. We got a real beautiful community room with a bar, and I know we're kind of
It's
1 minute
beautiful.
over, but I just
Oh, it's
want to say
beautiful.
again, and I always say this because it's important for them to know. I want to thank those wonderful men and women
Hmm.
of the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners for awarding Autumn Park Development Corporation with almost a $500,000, $450,000 to come into this historic elementary school, Piney Woods Elementary School, and restore this building. We've got heating and air. We've got chandeliers all in our event hall. You see the beautiful bar. It's a wraparound bar. It is amazing. We've got pool tables. The next time you come here, we'll have the big screens in our pool room. This is a picture of our event hall. I want to thank those men, and I like to really thank Sabrina Smedley, who was the chairman at the time, who put us on the agenda, and Commissioner Catherine Jeter, who read the proclamation, and all of those wonderful commissioners for voting yes, because they saw the need for this facility in the poorest community of Chattanooga to have a place where our people could come together and, yes, get our kids off the street and bring them in and give them something to do. So I want to thank them and salute them again today for what they have done to change the life of all the people in Chattanooga and the surrounding areas. We now have a place where people can come. And I thank you for that. And with that, Jimmy, you want to give the last closing remarks, and then we've got our next show,
Mhm.
Restore and Renew, coming on behind us. So sum it up for us, man. This is your
So
thing.
check it out. So in April, y'all, I'll be sharing a link with everybody to go vote because I am being nominated in 3 categories for International Singing Songwriter of the Year. So in April, that's when the voting starts, and I'll be sending everyone a link so they can hit on that link, go vote, go vote, go vote. And also, I will be performing at the after party of the award show in Atlanta, Georgia on August the 5th at Wild Wings Cafe in Atlanta, Georgia. So y'all make sure y'all go vote for me in April.
We're gonna vote for you, Jimmy. So you
Let's
all
get it.
heard
I'm
that. If
bringing
you're
it home.
listening, yes, if you're listening to me and you're one of my friends on my Facebook and you're part of WPTP group, I need you all to share this and spread it. We want this thing to go viral, Jimmy, so that people
Yes,
are pushing Jimmy All Good, Jimmy All Good, Jimmy All Good,
that's right.
so you can take the prize home. And we wish you the very best with your
Thank you.
career and of course with the award show. And we just want you to always keep God first. I think
Thank you so much. I love you, and thank you for having on your show once again. And thank all the
absolutely.
engineers. Thank you, Michael, for making everything wonderful and special. I love y'all. I'm
We
partying.
love
It's
you
my
too.
birthday weekend.
All right. Thank you. And with that note, y'all know today is Saturday, tomorrow Sunday. Find a church to go and visit tomorrow. If you can't go to church, you can always go virtual right from your bedroom or your living room.
That's
And if you
right.
need a church home and you're here in Chattanooga, you can always come to my church at Greater Emmanuel Apostolic Church, where the pastor, Warfield, Paul Warfield Jr., is our pastor. Come out at 400 Tama Boulevard tomorrow. Church start at 10:30. You want to go to Sunday school, be there at 9. And until next weekend, peace out. Peace in the street. Peace.
Peace.